As I get older, I find myself noticing patterns and trends that I would have been oblivious to years ago. And that is that gaming journalism isn't about gaming or journalism, but more so about grandstand. The first rule of entertainment is to entertain. You give the people what they want, then you leave them wanting more.
I like it a lot.
I feel like modern media has totally forgotten this. P.T. Barnum is rolling in his grave. That and the fact that TikTok is the new P.T. Barnum. You can see a freak for free on your phone. Back in the day, you had to pay at least 2 bits. Anyway, the job of a reviewer is to tell people about the product they're reviewing. But modern gaming journalism feels more about the journalist's personal beliefs than anything else. I assume this really ramped up with Gamergate, which I was ignorant of at the time, and still kinda ignorant of now, despite the fact of being linked to Gamergate multiple times. With journalism that good, you could technically link me to Kennedy's assassination if your perception of reality is twisted enough. The point that I'm trying to make is, I think I want gaming journalism sites to die. With trash sites like Vice and BuzzFeed going bankrupt, I sit and count the days, waiting with bated breath for the end of Kotaku. And frankly, could you blame me?
The PlayStation 5 review.
Ah, that was a good old classic. It had a whole section about BLM and elections.
It also felt so pointless, just like everything I've ever done.
Like, bro, does PlayStation 5 do 4K 60 or not, you boner? I don't care about the election. I'm trying to be Spider-Man, my dude.
Board Gaming Executive says some wildly sexist stuff.
Kotaku journalist talks about no one cares about. That's the article I'm writing, or the video you're viewing now. On April 26th, Kotaku was blacklisted from Nintendo. And frankly, we all know they had it coming. The overall consensus on Twitter was jubilation.
It's preview day for Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. A huge game I would love for Kotaku to be able to inform its millions of readers about firsthand.
Funny if it weren't so pathetic. No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.
Fortunately, Nintendo still has its blacklist from advanced coverage, a move I would argue is both unprofessional and coercive.
And that's very good news. No one deserves to suffer through the trash articles Kotaku pushes out.
Wait, people still read Kotaku? Actually, living people, and not clickbots hired to make impressions for a site they can claim are real people to their advertisers. Kotaku deserves nothing. You're wrong. Kotaku deserves bankruptcy.
I'm glad people agree with me on this. You know, I thought I was just being toxic, but it's actually the overall consensus that we can all agree, united, whether you're Republican or Democrat, that Kotaku is trash.
Maybe don't tell people how to pirate Nintendo's games and encourage people pirating Nintendo's games, and Nintendo won't blacklist you, ?
What are you guys at now? Ubisoft, Bethesda, and Nintendo? On May 2nd, Luke Plunkett, I believe, posted this tweet in retaliation.
For the record, this is how I feel about publishers' blacklists.
Damn!
I'm sorry.
Our boy Luke posted this thinking it was some sort of imaginary badge of honor. He awarded himself the Purple Heart for fighting tyranny and corrupt companies. Congratulations, Luke. When Kotaku inevitably goes bankrupt, I'm sure all the blacklists you earn will certainly get you a spot in the management position at the Walmart checkout line. I think he had a genuine oh shit moment from the backlash and quickly deleted this. It was a bad look for a very left-leaning site and writers to post something like this. By May the 5th, the heat was too hot to ignore, and Luke made a public statement. One of the few tweets he's made that got a lot of engagement.
Hi, I want to talk about a bad and dumb tweet I made earlier this week. So earlier this week, there was a blacklist discourse. I wanted to make a little joke that I'm actually proud of our blacklist, because they show how we're going after these companies in ways that matter, that they're not used to. I had a half-brained idea to use kill markings for this. Googled it and used the first pick I got. You know, each kill marking was us racking up another publisher who wasn't going to even respond to simple emails. A lot of people I know liked the tweet. They clearly understood the joke, and I left it. I came back to some shit. Others had read the tweet differently. And before long, I was being accused of being everything from anti-Semitic to calling for the murder of the Japanese nationalists.
Let's circle back. Because they show we're going after these companies in ways that matter, that they're not used to. I'd say showing off leaked Zelda or talking about pirated ROMs isn't going to land you in Nintendo's good graces. I've done less to Darkside Phil, and that man wants me dead.
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
Not to mention, sites like Polygon and Kotaku, The Gamer, etc. put out absolute banger posts like these. And if I was a publisher, I would want these people that are obsessed with social issues to review my game. Let's check out a few, shall we?
Tears of the Kingdom would be a much better game without combat.
Yes!
Zelda's world is full of minor threats and nuances that derail your journey across Hyrule with no real benefit to them.
Don't engage in the combat.
Kit, not Rivet, is Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart's trans icon. The yellow robot has a queer story to tell.
Yes!
I thought that robot was a female one. I don't know. Who cares? It's a kid's game. How Bayonetta the Witch casts a spell on the LGBTQ plus fans. The action game protagonist has become a queer icon. How many queer icons can we have?
Yes!
The Overwatch. Healing is the real gay agenda. Investigating why the LGBTQ plus Overwatch players gravitate towards the support role.
You know why? It's the easiest role. How do you like me now?
Stop him!
Link is a trans character in whatever way we want them to be. Tears of the Kingdom lets us turn the hero of time into a man, woman, or anything in between, but
Yes!
Link is already a man. Whatever.
our favorite cosplay from C2E2 2023 Chicago was out in full cosplay force for this year's show.
I won't subject you to the articles in question for each of these little excerpts, but I will say this. I do remember 4 years ago when Zelda was considered transphobic and problematic. Now, Link is a trans icon. It makes a lot of sense if you don't think about it.
Don't ask questions.
Play the clip, Stu, from that bigoted game.
All these rumors have been about. Vilya is indeed dressed in traditional female Gerudo garb. And when asked about the rumors of a man sneaking in and out of the town, Vilya professes ignorance. So we can infer that Vilya identifies as female. But, and here's the problem, the game doesn't actually respect Vilya's gender identity.
Oh no, how terrible. That's just awful.
In fact, it plays that identity for laughs. See, in order to get the help you need from Vilya to sneak into Gerudo Town yourself, you have to choose interaction options that make Vilya feel as if you both find her attractive and have no clue that she's trans.
Everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic, and you have to point it all out.
At the end of the day, Kotaku itself, much like all of these other gaming websites, are nothing more than waste of time, doing their best to get clicks and most likely writing the most asinine things they can possibly come up with, praying to God that they'll drum up some sort of hate read on Twitter. They need these clicks to keep them alive because venture capital is drying up, and much like BuzzFeed, Kotaku's about to eat die, and I personally cannot wait for it. The fact that they've been blocked, banned and blacklisted by all the major gaming publishers except for like Sony and maybe Microsoft says a lot. And the people that write this crap don't ever stop and take a look within themselves to possibly say, maybe the corporations aren't bad, maybe the gamers aren't bad, and it's not Gamergate, maybe we're really, really derisive in such an obnoxious and annoying way that everyone wants us to fail. No, it couldn't be that. It's the people reading that are bigoted. We're the cure. They're the disease. In the end, Kotaku got the last laugh by publishing their Zelda review. They gave it a 6 out of 10. It's good that there's a 6 out of 10 Zelda review score. It's good that there's a 6 out of 10 Zelda review score? That's... what? It's like they just want people to hate them at this point. We gave it a 6 out of 10. They wouldn't give us an early review copy. The game is mid. But our journalism is